Hi, and welcome to the A Plus Music website. If you're viewing this video, odds are great that either you or someone close to you in your family is interested in learning how to play guitar. If that's true, I'd like to encourage you to pursue that. Being proficient at a musical instrument has the potential to be a tremendously valued lifelong companion. If you're not yet aware, you soon will be in your search on learning to play guitar, that you have several options available to you. The three primary options that you have available to you is to attempt to be self-taught at guitar, to enroll in one of the newer, inexpensive online guitar schools, or to pursue private instruction. And I'd like to help you consider those options and find what's best for you. The first option I'd like to explore is being self-taught. It is true that some musicians are self-taught. I think it's fewer than claim, and in some instances people just aren't giving credit to their teachers. But for most people that's an exceptionally difficult task to undertake. I like to compare that to trying to get all of the education associated with a college degree without ever stepping foot on a university. If someone's very determined and very focused, they might be able to pull it off. But it is a pretty tall order, especially given the age that most people start playing guitar. They're probably at an age where they still need to be reminded to take out the garbage or it doesn't get done. To think that they have the patience and discipline and focus necessary to actually teach themselves this instrument from scratch, it's a rare individual that can pull that off. The next option would seem to be enrolling in one of the newer online guitar schools. They're readily available, easily found through web searches, promise lots of lessons, and are fairly inexpensive. Most are under $20 a month subscription. I do think this is a step up from trying to be self-taught, but it's only a step up. If we were to go back to that university degree, it's like now that student has access to the campus bookstore and the library, but still no access to any classes, syllabuses, or professors. Again, it can be done, but it's a tall order. All right, so that leaves us private instructors, which is how most people who can play guitar learn how to play guitar. But even that's not without its pitfalls. First off, music instruction is not a regulated industry. Anybody can call themselves a music teacher. And just because somebody appears to know how to play guitar doesn't mean they actually know how to teach it. The success rate that the industry has regarding people attempting guitar lessons versus actually being able to play is pretty poor, and it speaks to a lot of poor instructors out there. So you have to be really careful too when choosing the right instructor. Most teachers fall into one of two camps, and both of them are fairly ineffective. The first, they'll walk you through a published set of books from a major publisher and just walk through the book and teach that way. And that, while they are teaching you the body of knowledge for guitar, it's such a mind-numbingly dull approach to learning guitar that very few students survive that process. And even then, they never get to the place where they can just sit down and just play, which is the expectation that they had when they started, that they'd be able to just sit down and play guitar. That approach leads to students that can sit down and play exercises out of books, which is not what they wanted in the first place. And again, that's assuming they have the patience and discipline to stick through that process. The other type of guitar teacher that we'll often encounter, they don't bother with that because they know it's boring. So instead, they show you riffs or small sections out of songs. Have you just copy what they do, and then you as a student can play small sections of songs that are somewhat recognizable, but you never learn to read music, never learn to play with other people, never learn a complete song from start to finish. And while that can be a fun approach, and it does seem to provide a lot of instant gratification, it doesn't create a strong musician with any depth or real understanding of their instrument. And unfortunately, right there, we've covered about 90% of guitar teachers out of those two types. At A+ Music, we're different than those 90% of guitar teachers that I warned you about. Through our proprietary in-house curriculum, we do teach guitar, and without being boring. Our teachers know how to teach. They think of themselves as teachers first and musicians second. Rather than just walking through books and exercises that teach you about the guitar, but never really teach you to play, we do prepare our students for performance, because we know that's what you want to do. Whether that be for family and friends at gatherings, in a garage band of your own making, at an open mic night somewhere, or in your house of worship, which is one of the most common venues for students and one of the easiest places to get an opportunity to play for others. We prepare you for all of those different venues and play. And preparing you to play is different than walking you through a book. We also give a well-rounded education. Not only do we teach you the specifics of guitar and guitar playing, we teach a variety of different genres and styles. We teach you to read music, both standard notation plus other notations you might encounter, like tablature or lead sheets. We do teach you to play with others, not only other guitar players, but we do form mixed ensembles from our students here, so that you're playing with bass guitar players, drummers, pianists, vocalists, and really learning how to play in a group. In addition to that, we do introduce a healthy dose of music theory. And music theory is not something that you need to be intimidated by. All it does, knowing music theory, is let you play on the fly and improvise to songs you've never even heard before. And as I said, performance is vital to really learning how to play. I mean, after all, that's why you're learning to play, even if it's only performing for yourself. So we do give our students plenty of opportunities to perform right here at our facility with other students and for family and friends. So if you're serious about learning guitar, I invite you to come down to A+ Music to tour our facility, to talk to our staff, and I encourage you to try our classes. You will not be disappointed.